All right, everyone, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Thursday, September 16th, 2021. So markets, lots of volatility today, staging a little bit of a comeback rally. Notice here on the intraday, or actually, excuse me, the daily, we've been kind of just in this choppy range here for the last 4 or 5 days. And every time that we've hit this 50 MA or this lower trend line, it's basically been like a one-day tag and then a blast off. And this time we're actually struggling a little bit to get off of that. So that is a little noteworthy. Again, however, this comes with a grain of salt, as I've been saying all week, because of the quad witch that expires tomorrow. And again, there's a lot of call volume and put volume straddled at 450 and 445. So I'd be surprised if we close anywhere outside of that range tomorrow. We may get up to 450 even. I would say that would be the bullish case. The bear case is we get down to 445 and kind of close there. But they really, if we take a look at the intraday, they've really been burning out the theta. So we had the 50 MA test on the futures, and then rallied up, kind of chopped, and then we had the rip your face off rally. Then they took it right back down this morning, and now they're blasting it right back up. But notice volatility is really not, at least the VIX itself in terms of volatility, is not really responding. Even when the market was down at the lows today, it was only up a couple points, really, a couple percentage points, and really has been inside of yesterday's candle range really all day long, with the exception of recently, like the last hour or so, we dipped below that. Now we're coming off the lows a bit here. But very interested to see what this market does after tomorrow's close. So typically, logically, you would think that we'd be able to just rally back up and head up to maybe 460. We've got this the top part of the wedge kind of converging in that area, and then we also have this channel here to keep an eye on, which is a much steeper angle. That's a lot higher actually, but both of them are in play. But I'm very interested. I mean, we did have a lot of what looks like distribution last week on the S&P. We gapped up and then couldn't hold the gains multiple days in a row, really. Couldn't hold the highs and kind of rolled right over into this week. So it'll be very interesting to see. I want to see where they open this market Monday. And then the other thing to look for is if we can't make a higher high, if this thing rolls over, then you know that it is cooked for the near term, at least, as far as, you're not saying that the top would be in, but I would expect some type of a correction, put it that way. But anyways, yields up again today. So again, this is just kind of doing backing and filling. I'm expecting another move lower in yields. And then at that point, we'll probably look to get in, but we're not quite there yet. But nonetheless, IWM having a decent day off of that. Financials kind of flat. We got JP Morgan here on the flat line, putting in a doji here. XLF flattish to negative on the day. So, and the same thing with energy. So energy kind of just pausing a little bit here as we look at the XLE and crude. Again, just a bit of a pause there on crude futures. Nat gas also coming in a little bit. Bit of a reversal here, but I'm not sure if this is quite done yet. It is really extended from the 20 MA. A lot of the times when you have a parabolic move like this, you'll come back, hit the 20 MA, and then you'll get a bounce off of that. Whether it makes a higher high or not is remains to be seen. But nat gas coming in under a little bit of pressure here. Spot uranium hit $48, I believe, at some point today, and CCJ, however, coming back in a little bit. URA and URNM also pausing here, so a little bit of a divergence there from spot uranium, although spot is a very thin market there, so it tends to, it's easily moved essentially because the market is so thin. But some other stocks on the move. Palantir on breakout today. I talked about this for the patrons on Patreon. As soon as we get a close above this red bar high, Palantir was going to be in play for a move higher. We were looking for a little bit of more consolidation. I was hoping that it would go sideways a little bit and give us an opportunity to jump on board. But nonetheless, as soon as it closed above that red bar, Palantir took off the upside. This will probably run into some resistance around $30. You have this gap area here. And if it gets through that, it's about 32, 33 in that range, where you'd run into major resistance. At least in the near term. So congrats to Palantir bulls there. Some other stocks that are moving today. Actually, we had Apple that was inside, had a nice little inside bar here. And again, this whole sell-off that we had earlier was kind of obvious to me. I even tweeted out, I was like, the market makers got to do a better job here. You got Apple having an inside day. You've got the VIX barely moving. You got Tesla with an inside day. Tesla actually printing an outside day now. So too many things were holding up to really, for me to buy into that sell-off that we had earlier. We had the transports were higher, this morning, and they've been higher all day. So, I mean, that sell-off was a clear shakeout to me, clear and obvious. So, but anyways, dollar moving a little bit. We talked about gold in the video earlier this morning. So let's pull up the dollar here. So dollar getting a nice push here. And again, gold getting smacked. This thing probably wants to go lower at this point. And, you've already hit the 382 a couple of times. We look at the 382 right here. And, if this heads lower, I don't think it's going to hold a fourth time. So just be ready for that. Silver is hanging on by a thread, though. I will say, if you take out this low pivot here at 2230, all bets are off. But for right now, it's still hanging in there. So I'm going to give silver the upside bias for now, although I would prefer to see it hold this green bar low here at 22, we'll call it 2292. If it can hold that by the close, then that would be a slight bullish indicator for spot silver. But anyways, guys, take care. We'll see what this market closes tomorrow. We'll see what they do as far as burning out the theta, and then I'm really interested to see where it closes or opens Monday. And yeah, we'll just take it one step at a time. But you guys take care, and I will talk to you tomorrow.